So one of the things that I have noticed based on the work I have done, just not just this year, but in particular the last 4 or 5 months, is the biggest shift that people are gonna need to make in 2024. It's a mindset shift. That's not just because it's the name of my company and it sounds nice. It's bigger than that. We are living in a world of constant change. And from both a personal and a professional perspective, a mindset shift is imperative in replacing dysfunctional beliefs with more productive ones that change the options that we consider, ones that might even change our identity. Now, the mindset shift is not easy. It takes time. Again, when I work with my clients, I work with them typically for 12 months at a minimum, because it takes time to really change, to unlearn, to relearn. And it can also be painful, but it is necessary. I want to use two examples. I want to use this one from a professional perspective, and it's one I don't often talk about, one I actually dismissed a lot, and I kind of parked it when I left that side of things. But one that a friend who recently died challenged me on, and he was the only one that had ever challenged me on this. So I used to lead turnaround projects for companies. In that period of time, I made over $1 billion for those places, for those companies. Now, leading turnaround projects is not easy, and they are a very good example of a mindset shift. See, me coming into that world, as you can imagine, it's already highly stressful. They're already not making money. They are losing a lot of money. So there are people who are very scared of what's going to happen to them. Are they going to get to keep their jobs? And it goes all the way up, especially when it's like a major or flagship product. You can imagine it's highly pressurized. Not just pressurized for those who are already in that environment, but pressurized for someone like me. The first project I came into, that was the first time I led a turnaround project. And the only reason I was able to do that and come into that was because someone had known me, one of the senior VPs had known me from back in the day when I still love commercial work. And he's like, this is not going well. Like, Shopper is someone who comes in and sees a bigger picture and helps just analyze and change things in so many different ways. Yes, he has a finance background, but he's strategic, he's operational, he mixes in so many different crowds. He'll be great. That's how I got the job. Outside, I was like, yes, great money, great location, all that good stuff. Inside, I was like, Lord, what am I going to do? How am I going to handle this? But I was prepared for this. I had the gifts and talents to step into, and I did. The organization, however, was not prepared for my approach. So you will think in that type of environment, someone's going to come in, all guns blazing, changing everything. Go, 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 go. I opted for something slightly different. I opted for something that I advise a lot of my clients who step into the C-suite to do around the first 90 days, and take that first 30 days and just slow things down for a minute. Things have already been stressful. It's not going to get any worse. They're already going to keep on losing money. So you coming in like rushing through like a deer in headlights trying to prove a point, it's not what they need. They need someone who can come in and just calm things down, bring that level of fear and anxiety all the way down. Someone who can actually ask them questions that they can answer based on their logical brain, not their fair brain. And that's what I did. I went into that environment, had a lot of questions, didn't make changes straight away, got to know the internal moving parties. And I say moving parties because they kept on changing. And there were multiple, like design, engineering, manufacturing, and then supply chain, which was vast. You had a supply chain not just based in the UK, it was based all around the world. And they had an external client. You had to get to know them and their moving project manager team, and so much stuff. It was a lot. And as I got to know the different bits and pieces, rather than doing the tried and tested, which personally I find boring, I decided to do something different. I said this organization needs a mindset shift. This is the project I'm going to help to showcase why that is. It was a massive risk. It was a massive, massive risk. Because if it didn't go well, that was me and my career done. Career that was just getting started. But I went from everything's so rigid. Let's start to do some experiments. Let's move away from having a very controlling environment to a more empowered one, where people can ask questions, where people can push back. And what we learned was there's so many people with hidden talents. There were so many people whose talents were not being tapped into that could have helped turn this project around in remarkable ways. Like, let's throw out the rule book. And as good and great as it sounds, see, people always say we want to throw out the rule book. We want to reduce red tape. When you do it, people get scared. A lot of them don't know what to do and how to act and how to operate. They've been so used and accustomed, even though they didn't like it, to being told what to do and how to do and how to think. When you actually ask them for their opinion, they're like, what? Say what now? It takes them a little while for it just to land and for it to get, like, you really want to hear what I have to say? What do I have to say? Because I've forgotten what it is. It's already been buried under all this different chaos and micromanagement. But that's what I did. We had conversations. We will run project management meetings till late and then more. This were days when I was working 15, 16 hour days. My wife would tell you that it was long days. But rather than me coming in with all my ideas, I was like, no, everyone share the idea. I went last. Rather than me going first, which is typical, I went last. I listened, connected, which is a skill set of mine. I was able to extrapolate stuff, again, a major skill set of mine. So even in what seemed like me not giving them ideas, I was able to pull the different threads together because I was playing to my strengths. And then we executed. And we'll try something, it didn't work. And they were expecting that blame to come down. I was like, okay, no, we've tried that, it hasn't worked out. Let's do it this way. And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of pressure. We turned it around. We made over 250 million. And that project, I was losing 100 million already in their original forecast. So you can imagine, everyone was euphoric. The CEO, the C-suite, they got their bonus on pat. It actually helped the company overall as a global company, helped the company overall in so many different ways. Able to build some great relationships with our client partner. It was a great, great, great experience. But that all came about because they had a mindset shift. Because we had to flip things around. We couldn't keep on doing what we had always done.